Hi guys, Ronin Man here. I thought I'd give you a little glimpse of rush hour in Bangkok. I never am here for rush hour because I always I don't have a job, so I never have to do this. But this is what it looks like. This is like a typical thing. This is the morning rush hour. Everybody's getting on the old subway there, and that's what it looks like. You know, I got a couple friends in town, and actually gonna go meet one for breakfast right now. And I just wanted to talk about the importance of friendship. You know, the absolute paramount importance for MGTOW's friendship. It is so important because I think when you get on this track, you don't kind of realize how far it goes. You know, you don't realize it can stretch. It's like, man, I'm talking some deep shit here. And when I say friends, I mean like friends that understand, you know, the stuff that I'm talking about. You know, like living your life totally free and not being a slave to anybody or anything. You know, and you know, the guys I'm going to meet right now for breakfast, I mean, these guys have been friends since probably 20 years. I met in Japan, and we just kind of hit it off. And the reason why we hit it off is because he had mentioned something. He reminded me of this. I didn't remember this, but he mentioned something off color. You know, for traditional like fucking, you know, straight jacket society life about a woman. In our first meeting, we had like a business meeting, and I said, he was like apologetic and kind of ashamed about it. You know, there's the going up in the station there, but he was kind of ashamed about it, and apparently I said, oh, don't worry about it. It's like, oh, I think the exact same way. Yeah, don't even worry about it at all. And he was like, oh. So what happened was, we were having a business meeting, and he slipped up and said something, you know, for most people very off color. And I said, hey, I just said, hey, this is my kind of guy. Like, I like this guy right now. Like, no problem. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we're like good for, you know, right off the bat. So I think what I learned from that is that it's super important. It's super important to be ready to break ranks. So, for example, if you are in, once you start to get MGTOW, right? Once you start to get the idea that you can be fucking free and you can have the life you always wanted as a man, like total fucking freedom. No one tells you what to do. No one fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to live anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You know, you can totally like go where the fuck you want and why the fuck you want. And what society thinks about shit doesn't really matter that much, you know? It matters a tiny bit, but not much. You know, not much. But the thing is that if you're watching YouTube videos, you're watching my video now, you're probably like, well, shit, how do I make friends? Because you don't really want to break it to people like, hey, you know, you think this about women, because when you say that, people are going to think that you like hate women right off the bat, because that's the people's first instinct. And I mean, even good people, like good guys, they're going to hear it. What you say, they're not even going to hear. They're going to interpret it through another lens, right? So it's like risky to kind of come out. You know what I mean? All the girls waiting in line for tea there. Super tasty tea there. And it says #1 branding. It is. It's really good. Great place for breakfast. I'm here at Asok Station right now. Downtown Bangkok. It's like the place to be, this station. This is like the most happening station. We're gonna go over and get some breakfast at the 4 Points. It's gonna be fucking great. But I guess what I recommend is you need to be like a fucking commando about this shit. You need to be able to make friends. Like, one of them is online, because I get a lot of comments. You guys, I consider, and I'm not kidding, I consider guys that comment below the video as like potentially good friends, for real. Because what I'm doing is I'm putting myself out there. And I'm telling you guys the truth about the way I think. And the guys that resonate with, it's like gold. And also there are women who resonate with this stuff. There really are. There are women who, like, when they hear this, they like totally understand, right? You know, like they have like a heart, and they're like, fuck, this is true. You know, like I saw my brother, you know, he committed suicide or whatever. They see right away the absolute paramount, you know, kind of social necessity for a movement like this, and they're like totally support it, you know, and they're like, and they like love people, you know. There's actually girls out there who like love people, and they're gonna, they appreciate guys for what they are, and they're not looking for anything. They're not trying to get something from you, and so I attract those kind of women too. And I really, you know, I really fuck. I tell you, women like that are really fucking special, you know. And as friends and confidants too. Like, fuck, I have some girlfriends. I just fucking laugh. I can tell any story to them, right? You know what I mean? Like the most, you know, whatever it is, sexual situation or whatever that I got into recently, you know. And they love it. They love it, you know. So what you need to do to make friends, I'm going to cut this off short because I'm going to meet my friend. I don't want to put him on video, but what you want to do is you want to be very sensitive to conversation. So when you're like talking to people, like in say in any kind of business situation, and you hear that kind of opening to a guy who could be open-minded to this stuff, what you want to do is you want to kind of like, I guess what it is I had a friend who came out of the closet like 20 years ago, and he told me that there was all these secret things that gay guys used to do to let other guys know that they were gay, you know. And he was like telling me, I was like, whoa, I was like, no way. I had no idea about any of this stuff, right? And I was like, holy shit, there's like this whole other language that was out there, you know. And I think maybe with MGTOWs, we need to kind of form a similar type of thing where we can kind of signal to other guys like, hey, this stuff is I'm open, you know, like this stuff is cool. Like I'm not, yeah, like I get it. Let me think about that. Because that would be good. Because what I do now is I basically, when I meet somebody and I hear them say, I listen to people very carefully, and when I hear something that is like, you know, close or open-minded to like a MGTOW concept, I will throw something out there to kind of test them and see if, you know what I mean? Is it just some guy just brag? You know what I'm bragging? Or is it? I test to make sure that it's real. And so I guess that's what I do right now. I've done two things to get MGTOW friends. One, I'm honest with my close friends. I put stuff out there to people that I don't know that well, and I, as a kind of a tester, you know, I chum the waters kind of. And then online, I'm honest, completely honest, and I'm anonymous. So anybody who hears this stuff and you know, it jives with them, you know, they groove with it. It's like they just don't have to. There's no need to go through all the process of like, you know what I mean, like all the stupid things you do in real life. Like you listen to, you're like, oh my god, this guy fucking knows exactly what you know what I mean. Like he's right on, and then boom, you can just go straight into. You don't have to waste a lot of time. I don't like wasting time. I'm not into fucking wasting time. I'm into figuring stuff out really fucking fast. Life is short, guys. It is really fucking short. So if you're into this, don't waste time, man. Go for it. I've got a couple of kick-ass episodes ready to go, you guys. I'm gonna record them. They're gonna be so fucking good. So I'll go off to that. And so hope this has been helpful. One is the importance of, you know, you need friends who understand where you're coming from, and you might have to let other friends slowly slip away because I don't know, if you're like me, this stuff becomes pretty important to you. And like listening to some guy whose wife is telling him what to do and ordering him around and stealing his money, and he doesn't, and he likes it, he's into it, he agrees with it, you know, like no matter how much he complains, he's into it. Listening to a kind of guy like that, there's only so much I can do with that. It's just like, it's so painful to watch. That happened to me last night, one of my friends. I can only meet that guy so often because it's like, it's so painful. The guy's just wasting his life, and the girl doesn't care about him at all. So I try to avoid that. I'm still there if he needs help, but I want to attract guys that are like in the same mindset, understand, and are ready to go. So friendships, number one, guys. Consider me a friend if you're listening to this and this grooves with you. Leave comments. The future, we never know what's going to happen, but things are going to get bigger, that's for sure. And I'm serious about this shit. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and fucking thanks for all the great comments. They're fucking so motivating and so awesome. Have a great day, guys.